We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Cleveland Browns. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
White 20. What you meant? Got double tight. Double tight. Super. 3 down, 3 down. 45, 45, 45. Mike, 45. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch. Check, check, check.
On first down, it's gone. Dancing to his left. He finds his man Johnson. A huge play there right off the bat. 47 yards. Well, how about a deep ball on the first play from scrimmage, putting that secondary on notice?
Brandon, all I remember when I was a player is that we always took a test the night before the game about teams' tendencies and what they plan to do. I'm not sure we think deep ball right out of the gate and putting us back on our heels.
Flushed out right. Over the middle, complete. That's Gallagher. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Dalvin Cook, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well-organized, well-coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Let's go now. Now the roof. Single, single. Single, single. Kid 21, kid 22.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby able to record his 5th sack of the season.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Single, single. Hey, number 8's coming. Number 8's Mike.
Now Jackson. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. On 3rd down, Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Goff now looks to throw. Escaping the pressure right. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
It's a party now. Hard ball. 45. Hey, Charlie. Silver. Hey, check Mike 45.
To throw again on second down. Goff. He finds Hopkins complete. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here we go, tonight. 180. Maverick. Defense, let's go. Hatchet.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. An update from Buffalo. The Bills have taken the early lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. And watch your lane.
On 1st down, Goff. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. The intended receiver was David Johnson. That'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
76. Tell him. 76. 76.
Now Goff. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Goff now to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A third down gain of 19. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on third down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last third down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Check 50, check 50.
Here's Goff. Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Excellent work that time to get free, and for his exploits, he's going to be left with just a 3rd and 3. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Saints, nothing. Here we go. Line 20. Check 45, come on. Hey, keep it up, keep it up. Check 9, check 9. Whirling. Bravo.
Goff on 3rd down. And a catch made by Hopkins. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On 1st down, it's Cook. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, after last week, we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Check the call, check the call.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. DeAndre Hopkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish-type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You're going to yell at me? You go cover him.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And it's 3rd down. Here we go. Set. Back. Check. Crunch.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Now they air it out to start the drive, and it's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
3 down, 3 down. DC. Tighten up. Undercrush.
Back to throw. Gone. Escaping the pressure right. Complete. It's Johnson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 25 yards that time. They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
X3, 218, chop it.
On 2nd down. It's Cook, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook, and he takes this one in for a Browns score. Dalvin Cook on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him.
Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Ric Flair.
On 1st down, Cook. Sua Craven's up to make the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 35-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Go, Brown. Here we go.
Here's Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ja'Kai Polite just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Super 66. Wide, get wide. Hey, alert 3.
3rd and long, it's Goff. Steps away to his left. Going, and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. DeAndre Hopkins with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
35. Saints, nothing. Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And you're under a minute to go in the half, the first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, let's go!
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively, nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After the sack on first down, Jackson. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
It's a gain of 13, but it brings up 3rd down.
Check. Orbit. Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. On the ball. Shut up.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. He completes this to Sutton. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Check. Lucky. Echo.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 41. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. In on the sack, the former Buckeye, Tyquan Lewis. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Goff now looking to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hardball. Hey, Delta. 45. Mike, 45. Here we go, D. Here I come again.
To throw is gone. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on second and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, check Mike 27, check Mike 27.
To throw is Jackson. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Hey, check Mike 27, check Mike 27. I got one. Mike 27.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. Jackson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. All day, baby, all day. Hey, check Mike 27.
To throw again is Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
To try again after the sack. Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further as they get him down well short of the line to gain. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Cut. Like 20.
Crunch time, defense.
Now you won. Louis. Switch.
Now Goff on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Goff now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Goff. Flush to his right. There goes a deep ball. End zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point safely through, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
49. Saints nothing.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First down.
Mike 27. Switch up.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Here's Jackson to throw. Throw left side complete. It's McKenzie. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
First down, New Orleans.
Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Come on, switch it.
From the gun, Jackson slings this deep from McLaurin. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Check safety. Check 99. Check 99.
To throw again, Jackson. Nowhere there to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. The Saints on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be third and forever. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score.
Check Mike 27. Check Mike 27. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Well, these guys want to do something positive as this game approaches its end, but after giving up back-to-back sacks, it's really been more indicative of how the game has gone for them.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
It's just me and you. It's just hop on. Check 24. Watch 24.
They'll try and run for it. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Slam. Hey, kill. Value 1. 4. Check. Fresno.
Throwing now. Gone. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
I'm coming after you.
Now gone. Eluding the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Browns, they remain as hot as anyone. 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.